by calling 800-200-0894. 800-200-0894. Legally terminate your timeshare with the timeshare termination experts. The Titan Exit Group is friendly and here to help. Get all of your questions answered in the first free call. Legally terminate your timeshare. Call 800-200-0894. For a free consultation, call now. 800-200-0894. That's 800-200-0894.
Hey, I'm Kuka Hill, host of Locked On Pistons Podcast, a daily podcast covering your favorite team. Come listen to the Locked On Pistons Podcast Monday through Friday to hear about why the three-time NBA champion Detroit Pistons are on their way back to the top and why Cade Cunningham is the best player in NBA history. Also, hear why Beef Stew is the best nickname in NBA history. Listen to the Locked On Pistons Podcast every day on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for a no appraisal 8-day close. Call today, 248-308-5000, and go to callhallfirst.com.
Parents, do you want to save your child's life? 97 on the Ticket Student Heart Check can help. Make the time to have your child checked. Contact the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Walmart Hospital in Royal Oak. Learn more at 971theticket.com.
Their second exhibition game. At the Ticket Update Desk, Chris Villar from Austin 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Kosh and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket.
We did something throughout quarantine. I started having some weird dreams.
Yeah.
And I would tell you said dreams, and you would analyze the dreams. COVID dream analyzation. A listener named Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill?
Yep.
Luke Skywalker?
Yep. Wanted to know if we were still doing this because he had a dream that he wants you to analyze. Tweeted us this.
Okay.
Hamill with 2 M's, 2 L's. He writes in, does Gator still do COVID dream interpretations? I had a dream. Him and Kang called me at work from the studio. Gator wanted to know if it's okay if he finishes watching the Beyonce documentary on Netflix and my thoughts on it. This guy dreamed, Mark dreams he's at work. His phone rings. It's you and Kang calling from the studio. And you were looking for Mark's approval to finish. When he gave you the green light, you could finish watching the Beyonce doc on Netflix. And then you asked for his thoughts.
Because there's a lot here that obviously is very open-ended because we don't have back and forth conversation with him to get more information out of this. It sounds like Mr. Skywalker is a big
fan of the show, listens to the show. I know he's a big fan, but listens to the show. I'm hoping he listens regularly, maybe even listened a little bit the other day when I talked about, I think it was yesterday, I talked about the old email that I found from my buddy who at the time was working for MTV and said, hey, I think we should apply for the show to be the show Lost Idols.
Tried to get you on a VH1 show.
Yeah. And I mentioned it was about tracking down people that were your idols from the 80s or whatever. So maybe there's some of that maybe this guy's a big Beyonce fan.
Okay.
And, I mentioned one of the, Heather Thomas, who was a model actress at the time, and she was someone that we were into. And so was Beyonce that person for him, for Mark Hamill?
Okay.
There's also just we always talk about shows to watch. Is this something that's in your queue or not?
Went through The Walking Dead, Fear the
Exactly.
Walking Dead,
And I mentioned
Yellowstone guys.
And we talked yesterday about, I said, because you had brought up the topic of the Ted Lasso thing 2 days ago, right?
Yep.
That you said you made a mistake and that you keep on paying for it because Evan recommended that the whole family can watch Ted Lasso, and you realized really quickly in season 1 that may have been a mistake, but now everybody's on board for season 2. And season 2 got very uncomfortable for you because of a couple things that happened in it. So that's
just the kids, the bit graphic.
So it's a streaming service that you have to watch it through because it's Apple, much like Netflix is a streaming service. So I think all this may just tie in together. He's been listening to the show, right? And King's...
Yeah, but why am I there?
Because
and Doug's not.
Because it's about something... Doug's not the go-to when it comes to the pop culture or the regular television. Even though Doug's the one who brought up Ted Lasso.
Yeah, and then Yellowstone you brought up. I don't watch that.
That's okay.
No, but you're the guy that we go to, that I can go to talk about more TV than Doug, certainly. Yeah. So there's that. Plus, you've had a lot to say on the show this week. So, well, I'm just saying, not in a bad way at all. It's just you've been more prominent this week in this role. So I think all those things just kind of tie together, and it's just this guy's a fan of the show, which is great. Yeah. Better than having Anakin Skywalker being a fan of the show.
So, have you watched the Beyonce Netflix?
No.
Not even started?
Didn't even know there was. No, I haven't watched much Netflix at all in the last...
Just more chilling.
Yeah. In the last 8 months, I just haven't watched a whole lot of Netflix. I never did watch a whole lot of Netflix. I binge on Netflix.
That's how they get you. It just goes on to the next.
I binge watched The Walking Dead. I binge watched The Wire and some other shows that were on Netflix at the time. Actually, it wasn't on Netflix. I may have just been HBO. But I binge watched a lot of stuff, like Ozark, for instance. But I haven't watched a whole lot. I watched some documentaries on there, but it's been a while.
I just finished a Netflix documentary that I literally had seen on there. I watch a lot of Netflix documentaries, and I had passed over this one over and over and over again because the title made me think it was about something completely different. And it's called Don't F With Cats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you just watch that? I'm sorry.
I just watched it, yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I had no idea.
Wait, someone must have told you something about it for you to watch it. You just randomly watched Don't F With Cats.
So I thought it was about cats. I was like, all right, so some documentary about cats.
And that got you along.
And I'm like, I have no interest in this. And then I drained. I watched all the Netflix docs I could watch, and I'm like, what is this Don't F With Cats thing? So I hovered over it. You know how it starts to show you what it's about? And I'm like, oh, okay, this might be interesting.
That's good.
It's really good.
What's it about?
It's about a guy who posts some videos effing with cats.
And then goes on from
And
there,
then-
goes
and then
insane. It's a
Builds
crazy
up to
story.
effing with people and posting stuff. And
It's
these
the
people.
dark internet gets
Yes.
involved. And Doug, do you remember I remember the news story. Now,
I don't.
I do.
I don't.
Because I'm not giving anything away by saying it's a neighboring country.
I don't. It's not.
One of the main characters is from Canada.
That is a neighboring country.
Yeah, lives in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's why it became a national story.
Winnipeg.
It became a national story. And I just remember, oh my God, this is where that came. This is kind of like the backstory, deeper and darker.
So you remember how it in the real news? Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't, but it's still a fascinating documentary.
How long is it?
5 episodes.
Hour
Pretty-
each,
it's
2 hours
pretty-
each.
Yeah, it's pretty long. But I was
Okay.
totally drawn.
I'll check it out.
All right.
Okay.
There are gonna be parts where you're like, I can't watch that. Like it's something else.
Okay. Well, now I'm
Yeah,
really
just-
intrigued.
No, you would enjoy this. It's like, yeah, I mean, you enjoyed Making a Murderer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind
Kind of like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I watched the QAnon thing on HBO, which was really strange.
Yep. I'm about halfway through Cocaine Cowboys right now on Netflix. Have you watched that one?
No,
Yeah. Cocaine Cowboys is pretty good.
it's about the Michael Irvin Cowboys team. Or?
No, it's not. It's about
The White
2
House?
speedboat racers in Miami.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like these 2 guys are straight out of Central Casting. Like if you're doing some cheesy drug smuggling movie, yeah, 2 guys that race speedboats. Go figure they actually were smuggling cocaine. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Crockett and Tubbs.
No, but there's an FBI agent who has the weirdest way of talking that I want to listen to him talk all the time. You know how people who talk out of the side of their mouth?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys, but he also does this weird thing with his jaw, and I can.
So he's got like a facial tick, maybe.
I don't know. I don't even think it's that, but he's got. I find him fascinating. Can't get enough.
Cocaine Cowboy.
Cocaine Cowboy. Don't F with cats first. All right, so I hope we help. I hope we help Luke figure out what his dream is about. I'm not sure we did that at all, but
I think it just goes down to him being a show listener, obviously, because it involves us in the show, and there's pop culture references, which we do in the show. So.
yeah. All right, I want you to think about this. A website put together every NFL team's fatal flaw. Okay? The number one problem that team has. I'm going to tell you right now, before we get to the Lions, the answer is not ownership. Okay? I'm sure that's what's going to come in.
So is this like a position group or player?
Yes.
Okay, so it's that. It's not.
The answer is not the Ford family. Okay? But what do you think it is? I want to take text during the commercial break at 248-539-9797. The Lions' fatal flaw, their number one problem. Okay?
All right.
I want you to think about it. We will get to that, and we'll read some of your answers, and we'll tell you what it is at 11:22. Here on Carson Anderson on 97.1.
As summer heats up, so do the sports betting action at BetMGM. Sign up now using bonus code TOMN1000, and your first wager is totally risk-free, up to $1,000. That's amazing. Place your bets on all the exciting showdowns in MLB, MLS, and more sports from around the globe. And when you register with BetMGM, you also get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials on big games. From breathtaking goals to colossal home runs, the king of sportsbooks takes every play to a new level of excitement. Simply download the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com and enter bonus code TOMM1000 to get back up to $1,000 on your very first wager. There is no way Johnny in Mount Clemens is offering that. With BetMGM, you're just a few taps away from turning game time into showtime. This is a new customer offer paying free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees, ever. Banks offer coffee. So what's more important, a Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees that could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
So a friend told me about Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and his exact words were, "It changed my life. I used to spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to remove tomato sauce from inside our microwave and soap scum off the bathtub. It's like seriously magic, and my secret weapon for cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, doors and walls, and even keeping my sneakers clean. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, greatest invention ever."
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, the unicorn of cleaning.
Gonna miss you around here, Iris.
Olivia's best optometry technician is going back to school.
Did we get that new frame?
Her eye is already twitching about finding a replacement.
Ugh, this can't keep happening. We're gonna have to cancel appointments.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done. For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Lions play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pre-game Saturday at 6:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
So I had this problem with the mouse.
Yes. On your computer, the computer mouse. Yes.
So Evan came in the studio and I said, hey man, can you let the guys in engineering know we got a problem with this mouse and probably need to get a new one? And Evan picks up the mouse and he just does. I mean, this is how dumb I am when it comes to computers. Evan just picks up the mouse and it's a there's no battery. The mouse has a cord attached to it. But he looks at underneath the sensor and he just kind of wipes clean the sensor, sets it down, and now it works like a champ again. He's like, yeah, you just have to do this, a little bit of gunk on there. All right, so we don't need to buy a new mouse. That's good.
We don't need to bother the engineers. All good news.
So I went back during a break and then talked to one of the engineers who I sent the text to, and I said, hey man, disregard that text. Apparently if you wipe gunk off a sensor,
remove the gunk.
It works. So that's a lesson to everyone. I'm sure the Twitch crowd knows. Wipe gunk off a sensor on your mouse and it probably works.
So, also for the Twitch crowd, today at lunch, I have gone traditional. No weird Doug stuff today. Just traditional. No weird Doug stuff. It's just a traditional lunch. I'll be eating my lunch today at 11:57 as per normal. Trying to get it done in one commercial break. I'll still eat fast. I'll still be sloppy. I'll still make a mess, and you can still watch. It is a traditional lunch.
Something you made, or is this leftovers from a restaurant?
Okay, let's get to some of the feedback we got on this question about the Lions' #1 fatal flaw. It's roster related, okay? It's not ownership. I'm sure many people would have sent that in, but a website did an analysis of each team's fatal flaw. I'm going to read a bunch of these.
All right.
And then I want to hear what you have to say.
Because I think there are multiple answers you can give, so I like this question.
Yeah, Tom Livonia says the Lions' fatal flaw, their wide receiving core. From Julian in Macomb, it's got to be the secondary, right? Then again, it's the Lions, so you can pick your poison. From an unnamed texter, it's long snapper, long live Don Muehlbach. From Rick, Lions' #1 fatal flaw is their defensive backfield. From Doug in Southfield, defense in general, linebackers if they're being specific. Mike in Detroit says wide receivers. Unnamed texter, the Lions' fatal flaws are secondary, our corners and safety, just not at the level of a good team. Gator, what would your answer be?
Well, first of all, I'm surprised not one person that you read off there said Jared Goff and the quarterback.
Not one person
I'm
tagged it.
stunned.
Anybody? Is there one that you didn't send that said
I
Jared?
mean, I don't see every single one, but Goff
You would have
said
flagged
that
if you saw it, yeah. I'm surprised
That I
nobody
saw.
said that. I don't think that's the answer. My gut is telling me that it's the wide receiver core because that's the weakest position group that they have. But something that kind of goes unnoticed that I was thinking about, who's kicking for this team? And you get into games, and you get into games now that the NFL, obviously things come down to one play. A lot of games are decided by a kick. And before they had Matt Prater, who was pretty dependable, pretty reliable.
Peter, do you remember in the past when I think Jason Hansen kicked a field goal when the Lions were playing in San Antonio and it cost them they're playing like New Orleans on the road in San Antonio because the dome had been damaged and it cost them a massive drop in the draft where they would have got a higher pick. A couple of years was it last year? Yeah, it was last year where they beat Atlanta and Prater had to kick the 50-yard extra point. They have resolved the problem of dropping in the draft because of a kicker. They now have bad kicking. This is tanking at its finest. I think Bullock and Zane Gonzalez, is he the other one? Like this is a dicey proposition at the kicking position right now.
So, because of that, I probably not what they're saying, but I think this is underrated. I'm going to go with kicker because not having a dependable kicker in the NFL really hurts teams. Just to put it bluntly. I mean, with the Lions aren't a good team, but they need to be in games. And I feel like if they don't have the dependable kicker, then they may not be in games.
Yep. Kang, do you have a fatal flaw? What do you think their biggest?
I'm just going to go with the obvious. It's the receiving core. It's just so bad, so depleted of talent compared to everyone else in the league that I'll go with the receivers.
All right, this is from Pro Football Focus. They write 6 months from now, all but one NFL team listed below will be watching one lucky franchise hoist the Lombardi Trophy, wishing their fatal flaw had not come back to bite them when it mattered most. For some teams, it's obvious. For others, it's mere speculation. That's why I'm here to identify exactly what each team's fatal flaw will be. For the Detroit Lions, here is what is said. Reports from Detroit Lions camp say tight end T.J. Hawkinson has been Jared Goff's top target throughout training camp. What I say to that is, no duh. On paper, the Lions have the worst group of receivers in the NFL. Hawkinson better have a big year because Rashard Perryman, Tyrell Williams, Quintez Cephas, and Amon-Ra St. Brown aren't striking a ton of fear into defensive coordinators. So for those who said wide receiver, well played. There is a bevy of choices here. Receiver room is just, we're really putting to test the theory that you don't need to have elite wide receivers to have a good offense in the NFL.
We've seen other teams get by without having a passing game and be able to be a pretty good football team, but they had other things going for them. An outstanding running game and maybe a good defense. Those two things can help overcome not having a great passing game. Tennessee did that a couple years ago before, Tannehill became Tannehill, I guess. But Tannehill wouldn't be... I think if Ryan Tannehill were on another NFL team that didn't have a great running game presence, I don't think he'd be on that team for long. Because I think that what they have in Tennessee...
He's the greatest
Derrick Henry. Yeah, it's everyone has to respect Derrick Henry's running ability. So they stack the line, and it allows for more opportunities for him to throw the football. But he's taking advantage of it.
I think everybody in Detroit is intrigued by Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like this, he had 3 catches, 1 nullified by a holding penalty. He was going up against a guy in almost every circumstance who may or may not fit into the Bills' long-term plans in the secondary. But it's a promising start for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's far from elite, and as a rookie, we can't have huge expectations. Promising. Quintez Cephas. I mean, is Detroit already more excited about St. Brown than they are Cephas? Because a year ago...
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I think so.
St. Brown comes from a program that threw the football, and Cephas, not necessarily. Their team is known for running the football when we compare it with USC and Wisconsin. The 40 times are significantly different. So, yeah, but it's not like Amon-Ra St. Brown was one of the top 5 receivers taken in the draft either. So,
but see, that's how depleted this receiving core is, where you're going to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and being like, is he the guy? That's how. I don't want to completely disrespect the player because they're professional athletes. Don't get me wrong, but Tyrell Williams, Perriman, they're just not the answer. They're not. And I understand, like, and maybe it's because you think the Lions will be a little bit better than me and Doug or a lot of other people, but the kicking game is weak for sure. I don't think it's ever going to be that close where it matters. They're going to be behind a lot, and they're going to have to throw a lot. And if they don't have anyone to throw to, it's going to get bad quick.
I understand it. Just remember this. I said my gut reaction is it's wide receivers, and I tried to go a little more cerebral and say it's the kicker there. But yeah, the receiving core is nothing to write home about. What I think is possible with the receiving core, maybe not probable, but it's possible. Along the same thing with Jared Goff, it might be better than you think. But with the receiving core, these guys are all out there with a giant chip on their shoulder because they didn't get the opportunity to be the guy in places before. Now with Cephas and St. Brown, they've got chips on their shoulders for different reasons. St. Brown's got a giant chip on his shoulder because he thought he deserved to be one of the top receivers, and he wasn't. And he's let everybody know about it. So, okay, go out there and prove it. But Williams and Perriman, those guys are one-year contract guys. They clearly want to stay in the league. They've got some ability, and one guy can really run, the other guy barely can catch. Okay, let's see what you can do in a full season with 80 to 100 targets thrown your way. Prove it. Now, they may not. They may be awful. They may just be average at best, and there you have it, which is kind of what people expect.
But I don't even think they'll be average at best. I mean, I think
I understand that. That's what I'm just saying. It's possible. It's not probable.
Yeah, but I mean, you must think it's possible because you have them 7-8-2, right? Which is close to 500. Almost right there.
The chip on the shoulder thing can only carry.
I think it's
so far,
overplayed.
in my opinion. Yeah.
I mean, you know who has chips on their shoulders? Guys in the XFL. They never make it. They need to try to win jobs too. Their livelihood depends on it as well. I mean, yes, it's nice to really play for something, but I don't want it to take you so far, especially when you're at the top of the top.
My reasoning for them being 7-8-2 is more on the offensive line being better and having a running game that's going to be good, and then taking advantage of what Jared Goff can do, which is a short passing game, and you've got one of the best tight ends in football playing on your team. I also think the defense is going to be appreciably better this year than what they were last year. I think they're going to be able to get after the quarterback more than a little bit, and because of that, yeah, I think they're going to be better off than what they were last year. They're still going to be a bad football team. 7-8-2 is nothing to write home about.
Yeah, but that's average.
That's average.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's not
also,
bad.
there's 2 ties in there, so you can joke about that through the 2 ties. So 7-10, is not good.
Well, if you're going to go 7-10,
yeah, go 7-10,
well,
man.
But we do things for the show, do we not? I went 7-8-2.
248-539-9797. All right, is this a guy we need to be talking about more because he continues to make plays? Get to that at 11:35. 97.1 The Ticket.
Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring this Saturday, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving new customers exclusive 30-1 odds on either fighter to win when he takes on Yordenis Ugas. Now is the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot because you can win $150 with a simple $5 bet. FanDuel is always looking to hook you up with exclusive odds, great promotions, and so much more. They're America's #1 sportsbook, so don't miss out on your chance to win $150 on just a $5 bet when Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring against Yordenis Ugas. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Jansen to get in on the action. The FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket. Must be 21 or over in present Michigan. Odds boost available for new users only. Must wager on designated boost market. $10 first deposit required. Max bonus $150. Risk-free bet issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10 restrictions apply. See full terms for both offers at FanDuel.com/sportsbooks. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
We're here with John Cooper from the Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers. John, the big cruise is this weekend. On Saturday, people can see the new GMC Hummer EV, but that's not all you'll have.
Obviously we're excited about the Hummer EV being there, but there's a lot of products that the public has seen on the highway, and we are in the process of delivering them as fast as we can to the public. But the new Yukon AT4, that's a new model. We're going to have one of those. We'll have a Yukon Denali. We're going to have the Sierra AT4 at the event, but we're excited to be able to bring some newer products out there. I might also mention that the new Buick Enclave, which is a big change coming this fall, we're going to have one of those, a 2022 Buick Enclave.
While cruisers are there at Nicky D's, they can enjoy free entertainment.
Friday, we start at 11 in the morning and go till 9 o'clock Friday night. And of course, Your Generation plays in the evening. So that's going to be a great night. Saturday, we're back on at 11 a.m. and we go till 9 p.m.
Join the fun, make new memories, and check out the new GMC Hummer EV.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, take it from a Brit.
Oi, balmy insurance blokes fetching dosh out your pocket. It's balmy. Liberty Mutual won't leave your skin, mate.
Can you just say Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need?
I think that's what I said, you blooming.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. The Dave's single from Wendy's made with fresh, never frozen beef has the power to blow your mind. But now that the Dave's single is buy one, get one for $1, as well as the spicy or classic chicken sandwich and the spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, Wendy's BOGO for $1 deal is gonna blow your mind and your speakers. Get these faves, BOGO $1 only at Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with combo or any other offer.
Buddy's Pizza, the birthplace of the original Detroit-style pizza, is proud to celebrate 75 years in the Motor City. Download Buddy's Rewards from your App Store today to receive exclusive offers and earn points on purchases at all 19 Buddy's Pizza locations. Attention Dream Cruisers, buy tickets to the best Dream Cruise party ever at Dugan's Irish Pub this Friday, brought to you by Kroger. Tickets include food, your first drink, and live entertainment. Individual tickets are just $25, or get a ticket package that includes valet parking. Buy them at dreamcruiseparty.com.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Capurro of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today.
Scott Anderson, I still want the ticket. 248-539-9797. Ticket text to the same number. Let's get to your phone calls as we got Dave on a cell. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning. So I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, these guys are all playing with a chip on their shoulder. They want to stay in the league. The problem is if one of those guys gets hurt, there's no depth. Herman Moore is your best option out of the whatever. But you're absolutely right. These guys are playing hard. And it's not on the realm of possibility that a receiver gets hurt.
Well, if a receiver gets hurt, and I mean, we have spent some time talking about Javon McKinley, the undrafted free agent out of Notre Dame. We've had some time talking about Sage Surratt, the quarterback turned receiver out of Wake Forest.
But now you've gone from a guy with a chip on his shoulder to a guy who's just happy to be here.
Well, that brings us to, Dave, a guy that I wonder if we need to talk about more.
Well, I think Surratt has a chip on his shoulder. He thought he was going to get drafted and then wasn't drafted.
Yeah, a chip on your shoulder, in my opinion, can only carry you so far. It doesn't take you from being, by NFL standards, bad to probably even average. It might make you slightly above bad. But Nick Baumgartner of The Athletic writes the following. I think we can take whatever Khalif Raymond's doing as legit because he does it every single day. He's been one of the most consistent players in camp. It does look like Williams is getting his game back a bit after some injury hiccups. He made some plays in the air, which is what he's here to do. But to your point, that's it. Everything else came from one of those but-if situations. Cephas has been hurt, Perryman has been hurt, and inconsistent. So Khalif Raymond is apparently making plays every day in training camp. And I'm sitting there going, is there any way Khalif Raymond could be the answer? Khalif Raymond, in 4 years in the league, has 56 punt returns, has 53 kick returns, and has 19 receptions. Khalif Raymond ran a 4.3 out of Holy Cross, didn't get invited to the Combine, didn't have a pro day at Holy Cross. He went to Harvard's pro day and ran the 4.3. He's been waived 9 times by 4 different teams. He's 27 years old. Is there a chance in hell that a guy who's making plays every day in training camp could be a nice gem for them, a find. And everything tells me that the answer is no. But I'm not there every day, and I'm not seeing him make plays every day. Is the speed of Khalif Raymond, is this possibly going to be a guy who's going to, I feel like I'm getting too fantasy football-y here, but who's going to be the equivalent of an NBA player that can score on a bad team? Yes, he puts up huge numbers because he's on a bad team. Could Khalif Raymond be a find for them because he's on a bad team?
I don't know. I feel like when it comes to return specialist, if they're good, and most teams have this guy. I feel like this guy is around everywhere, that they've got somebody that flashes in practices or in preseason, and then you want to see what they can do if they expanded the role a bit. You know, the Lions have had guys. I think Jamal Agnew was that guy, right? We wanted to see what he could do, get him in the game, just put the ball in his hands, he can make things happen, make people miss, and get going. Yeah. And they tried that. They tried that with everybody else that they've had in the past. Mel Gray or whomever, right? Mel Gray was one of the best to do it, but they've always had that guy that you saw the return game that they think maybe he can translate. But it's never been a guy who does both, who's a wide receiver primarily and then also returns kicks. This is the other way around. You find a guy who returns kicks, now you're going to try to fit him into the offense. That guy never seems like, if it starts as a return specialist first, that they're going to be a primary target in the offensive scheme.
Would you rather see Khalif Raymond get balls thrown his direction, or the Detroit Lions go out and reacquire Marvin Hall, who was just released by the New England Patriots? I know you were a huge Marvin Hall fan, but here's the thing. He just got released by the Patriots in the first round of cuts. He didn't even make the second round of cuts. They had to get down from 90 to 85, and he was let go.
I don't know what the depth is in their room. I don't really care. Look, if they feel that Marvin Hall is a better option than whoever they have here, then bring him in. But would that speak volumes to how thin the Lions are at receiver? It would. And I love Marvin Hall. I love the Hall pass. He was always open. But there's also reasons why he's been bouncing around the league and has been on, 3 teams since the Lions got rid of him?
Yeah. I don't know if he's been on 3. They went to Cleveland where he caught a pass, and this year he was with New England.
Was it with Green Bay too, or something like that? I forget. I thought he was with another.
If he was, he never made an appearance. But the one skill that he had is the one skill that everybody loves to see, the deep ball.
Yeah.
And if he could do anything else, he would have latched on by now. Now, again, Khalif Raymond, if he could do anything else, he probably would have been waived 9 times by 4 different teams. He probably would have done something other than caught 19 passes in 4 years, when he's got over 100 kicks and punt return. He's probably just a return guy who's going to get a chance as a wide receiver in Detroit. Why? Because right now their top guys are banged up, and this is probably one of the only teams that he would get a chance to be a wide receiver.
Well, and who's the guy that they got rid of last year who went to Philadelphia? I guess
Travis
Fulgham. And that's a guy that, in hindsight, wish you had back, right?
So he checked the box that I love to look for sleeper NFL prospects. And that is a guy who, when he was at college, like if you're a small college guy, you usually get a shot or 2 against the big boys in your college career. What did you do in those games? And Travis Fulgham, who was from Old Dominion, had a monster game against Virginia Tech. Andy Isabella showed up against Alabama, which is why I was a fan of his. The Lions had the kid from Arkansas State they already waived. Jonathan Adams, they already waived him. So I'm not sure my formula works. But when I'm looking for undrafted free agents, I generally take the approach of, okay, what did you do when you got that chance against the big boys? So I was always a huge fan of Travis Fulgham and thought that Travis Fulgham, it was a mistake when they let him go.
Yeah, and they waived him. It wasn't like he was traded. He was waived and then was picked up by the Packers, and then the Packers waived, and then he was picked up by the Eagles, and then
what did he do? Do you have the stats from the Eagles last year?
Yeah.
Because he started to make plays, right?
Yeah, well, he made 8 starts for them. And he was targeted 67 times. He had 38 catches out of 67 targets. That's not very good. However, consider who was throwing them the football. They weren't exactly the most accurate and greatest passing team in the world. 539 yards. That was good for 14 yards of reception.
I honestly still think there's a future in this league, and I guess the future is now for Travis Fulgham. I mean, I wish they had him.
Yeah, well, they signed him to a one-year deal back in October of 2020. So I'm assuming he's still with the Eagles, but I don't know what his status is. But yeah, that's an example of the previous regime that maybe it hurt the roster because that was a guy who had some talent, but it also was a different time. At the time, the Lions had a healthy Kenny Golladay and a healthy Marvin Jones and another guy. So these things happen, but the guys like this are all over the NFL. Are they ever going to be true number one guys? Not likely. And it feels like the Lions. It's really hard to be that guy. I mean, you get the stories every once in a while, but they're just that. They're stories. The Kurt Warner story is an amazing story, but it's the exception. It's not the rule.
It's an underrated acquisition that we don't talk about that they're going to have to make in the next year or two as a number one wide receiver. Everybody thinks quarterback with one of those first picks. They're going to need a number one wide receiver, too. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Tom on a cell. Hi, Tom.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
We're good, Tom.
Yeah, I was calling. First, real quick question. I want to talk about the receivers. So, quick question. They only got 3 preseason games this year, right?
Yep.
Okay, so is this technically the dress rehearsal
I
in the
wondered that.
Thursday cut day?
I kind of feel like it is. I haven't heard Dan Campbell say anything this week about that. I suspect that'll come up today or tomorrow when he meets with the media. But yes, I was in my head thinking, is this the third game? I mean, it's literally the second game, but is it technically the third game dress rehearsal that we're accustomed to? Because this is about the time it falls on the calendar. Is this
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And does that make it so? Is there a big cut day early next week, or is that later?
There is a cut day next week, and then another one. I always equate the big cut day with the first Saturday of college football, because I swear to God, I'm always on the Michigan sideline and my phone starts buzzing and the Lions cut this guy, the Lions cut that guy. It's always a big cut day. I don't know if that's changed with the new preseason calendar, but
So this is our big game. This is
I think so, maybe.
against St. Louis game potentially.
Yeah, I would just say this, and think Doug's right. Wait for you to hear what Dan Campbell has to say, because this is a weird offseason, and there are a ton of teams that aren't even playing their starting quarterback at all in the preseason. So I don't know how the Lions are going to approach this. I think they may do it on an individual basis with player by player. Like, this guy needs to get a half of football in him, even though he's a starter. We need to get him up to speed, whether it's a Penei Sewell or somebody like that. And they may just say this about, you know what, we're good with Jared Goff. We know he can do it. He's going to play the first quarter, maybe a little bit into the second quarter, and that's it for him. We're not going to rush DeAndre Swift and play him too much. I think every team's going to do it differently and have to look at the players involved.
All right, here are the new cut dates. The second cut, which is, we've already had the first cut, they went from 90 to 85. Second cuts come following week 2 of the preseason. They have till Tuesday at 4 o'clock, next Tuesday at 4 o'clock, to cut 5 more players to go from 85 to 80. And then the third and final roster cut will follow the week 3 preseason game. That's the following Tuesday, August 31st. They have until 4 p.m. to cut from 80 to 53.
That's a big one.
That's the big one. So it's no longer on that Saturday. It is the Tuesday following the third and final preseason.
Something else to consider is the Lions do still have money in cap space, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cuts, they can still add players to this team.
Yes, they can.
Because every year we see players get cut late in training camp, and things can happen. Trades can still happen. So the Lions roster will not be set anytime soon. I think they're going to be doing a lot of looking at waiver wires and seeing if they can improve the team, and you would think that they would be able to improve the team here and there.
248-539-9797. It's Carson Anderson. Coming up in the noon hour, if you missed what A.J. Hinch had to say about the future of this team, Torque and Green, you won't want to miss it. That coming up at 12:20. You're on 97.1 The Ticket.
You know, years ago I had an opportunity to refinance my mortgage, and I went and talked to the good folks over at Hall Financial, and I'm glad I did, because they got things done quickly, and they got things done absolutely to my satisfaction. That was a long time ago, but right now, I mean, you don't want to miss the chance to refinance, because interest rates are at the lowest they've been in the last 5 months right now. So call Hall Financial for a free mortgage review and see what your savings would be and see how a refinance makes sense for you. 248-308-5000 is the telephone number. Look, there's so many reasons why refinance makes sense for you. So call Hall Financial and see why. Whether you want cash out for projects or you just want to lower your interest rate or maybe you want to lower your term, whatever it is, give them a call. Work it out with them because you're going to come up with a great solution. Hall Financial is home to the no appraisal 8-day close. So call today and see how you can qualify to not even need an appraisal fee or an appraisal at all. You can close your loan in 8 business days or less. Hall Financial knows that fall is right around the corner and schedules are going to go back to being really, really busy. So that's why they're available this weekend. If you want to take advantage of low mortgage interest rates this weekend, call Hall Financial at 248-308-5000. They're available right now to provide a free 5-minute mortgage review. You can also check them out online at callhallfirst.com. That's callhallfirst.com.
Sundays are Kids Days at Comerica Park. Join us Sunday, August 29th when the Tigers host the Blue Jays at 1:10 and enjoy the Sunday Family Value Deal. Get 4 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and pops starting at just $69. Go to tigers.com/value.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Taylor Chevrolet.
This is Bill Ryder with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Give Draymond Green and Kevin Durant credit for their conversation together on Bleacher Report's show Chips, Draymond Green's talk show. That's one of the most candid, insightful conversations 2 superstars will ever offer up to the outside world. And there was a lot there to digest. The reality that KD learned early on that even though he was a big, he could play the game like a guard. But the most fascinating thing and the most newsy thing is the way in which the Warriors, they say, mishandled their fight back a couple years ago that drove KD ultimately to Brooklyn. It's a tale of guys like Steve Kerr and general manager Bob Myers, not realizing that sometimes the best thing to do in those situations is get out of your own way. The fact that KD and Draymond were honest about the fact management's handling of that situation led to KD's departure is big news and a reminder to organizations, sometimes you just have to relax. I'm Bill Ryder.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
Napa know-how. At Napa, get a $10 gift card when you buy a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 motor oil for $27.99. A deal so rich, they'll call you an oil tycoon. Yep, with great oil for $27.99 and $10 back. All you'll need is a monocle. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, it's not a state limit taxes or recycling fees. Advertised sales price may not be available in some states. Rebate restrictions apply. Offer ends 8/31/21.
This is for the men who never settle. The ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Now's the time to book your team's fantasy draft football party at Twin Peaks. Contact your local Twin Peaks today to take advantage of sweet draft party prizes for the whole team. Visit our site at twinpeaksrestaurant.com/fantasy for more info.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you gotta buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. The
Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots are going up. Don't wait. Get your tickets today.
The Mega Millions and Powerball combined jackpot is $546 million.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts that move you.
Did you happen to see that today was National Potato Day?
I did not.
Yeah.
Always like the national days, what the date is. Helps to dictate what I may do for lunch or not.
Oh. You do. Now if you're going to...
Well, National Potato Day is going to do for me, but...
Well, but here's the thing about National Potato Day is there's so many great repurposing of the potato. And you can just bake it.
Yeah.
You can mash it.
Yeah.
You can turn it into a French fry. You can turn it into a hash brown. You can turn it into a potato chip.
Anytime today.
I have yet to say anything that I don't like. I like all of those.
Even Doug likes all that stuff.
Doug likes all of the uses of the potato.
Yes.
I like scalloped potatoes. You ever had scalloped potatoes?
Yeah, of course.
Is there any kind of potato that you don't... Any use of the potato that you
have
don't like?
a Leonese potato?
This sounds like a line from Midnight Run.
Is it what?
Yes! Woo!
Doug loves all potatoes. He's like the Forrest Gump of potatoes. Like, not Forrest Gump, but his buddy.
Does anybody not like potatoes? Is there any potato, not any use of the potato that is not good?
Watching your carbs, I guess.
Let me
Keto
throw
people.
one.
Yeah, but do you not like them, or do you just avoid them because of the diet?
I don't, other than dietary or like they're allergic, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Potatoes are pretty great.
Okay, what about the potato pancake?
The latke? It's delicious.
You love Redskin potatoes, though.
Oh, I love Redskin potatoes.
I love the Yukon Gold potato.
Me too.
Also
Smash
good.
them.
Yep.
Also crust on the outside.
So, Gator, you
salt.
love the nacho bar.
I do love the nacho bar.
How do you feel about a baked potato?
Love it.
I didn't even finish, though.
No, here's a little tip for tailgate. All you people always looking to find something to serve at a tailgate. Baked potato bars are great because you basically make them ahead of time, keep them in foil, and then just reheat them on the grill or something like that if you have one of those out there. And you just have all the toppings in bags or whatever, or bowls, and serve it up. I love it. I love a baked potato bar.
I have very little complaints about the potato.
Chili, cheese, sour cream, chives.
Even Doug. What? Do you put anything weird on your baked potato? Because you're the weird,
Here we go.
What does Doug do with his baked potato?
Yeah, you get a baked potato.
I know there's no bacon on there.
No.
We know that.
Hey, there's no bacon.
Yeah.
There's no bacon.
And by the way, I do like bacon on my bacon.
Probably, if you're looking for the
Bacon
most
bits.
on-brand thing that Doug will put on a potato, it would be fat-free sour cream.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna go low fat, but you went fat free.
It's okay. That's fine. I'm not. I mean, give me some salt, give me some pepper, give me some butter. Give me some
even butter, he says.
Wow. Give me some green onions.
on the edge, my friend.
Yeah, that's where I really get crazy. Give me some green onions, chop them up real fine, sprinkle them on there. Hell yeah.
Will you do the cheddar cheese or anything like that? Is that too much?
No.
White
no,
cheddar?
it's not too much. Sure, I'll put cheese on a potato.
Sriracha.
Potato. Sriracha. I mean, how do you F up a potato?
You don't.
You just
can't.
don't.
You can miscook it.
Yeah, that's
Cooking it
it.
proper.
But there hasn't been one potato I don't know that there's another food like this. That
Just
there's
universal.
No way you just can't
no
F it up.
complaints.
There's no complaints about any way a potato is prepared.
Because the essence of the potato is always there.
It's not like I go, oh, damn, crinkle cut. No, it's
yeah,
great.
you might have preferences, but you still eat it.
Right.
Awful great.
Like fries. When it comes to fries, you get all those different varieties. They're all great.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, is there a bad potato chip?
No. I mean, you can throw a bad
I will
flavor
throw
on it, I
one
guess.
thing. Sometimes I have in the past been like, okay, this is too much salt.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But you're going to be too
But I'm not going to fault the potato.
It's not the potato's
That's
fault.
the seasoning.
It's the seasoning. There's too much salt in the salt and vinegar potato chip.
Everything's
Evan
exciting.
sprinted
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Evan-
Well, we're talking,
I haven't seen Evan run
talking
like
junk
that.
food, man.
I haven't seen Evan run like that since he got beat by Powers.
This is the fastest Evan has ever moved since I've known him.
dude.
Yeah, you flew in here.
It's a head of hair. That's what it is.
Oh, it's just flowing.
Oh, we're going to have to take the hat off and take a look. Oh, my God.
I got like a little spike
Turn
going.
around,
Hold on.
the back of the the head. I don't know.
We're gonna have to find out
Yeah,
why you came sprinting
that
in
looks
here. But
good.
first, go to twitch.tv. I don't know if Ben can get a good shot of your head.
There's not a bad shot of my head.
No, man. Been bald forever. Has said he would not cut his hair until Miggy hit home run number 500. And so one of the most enjoyable things has been watching this hair grow out. And you got the horseshoe
If you
ball
could,
guy
if you could
thinking.
slide next to Doug and then look into that camera a little bit, that would probably be the best way we can get this going. And lean more towards Doug's. Yeah, I think people get a good look at it now. It's coming in.
Huh?
It's coming in. It's coming in.
I like it.
It's and then the camera from up there, the angle from the
Oh yeah,
that's a good
wherever
look.
it comes in. It's
Evan said he wouldn't, so he won't cut his hair until he hits 500. And
You just aged 10 years.
It's getting a